make that a little harder for them to guess
Oh, 9 o'clock.
if it was on the night. You know, had it back in there further.
Yeah.
Back in session for checks and vouchers. Boring meeting day.
We're all on.
We're all up.
Morning.
Morning, Andy. Shutting all the ringer ding off here.
Yeah.
I did too.
And even, I made a couple calls that hadn't even rang yet this morning. I couldn't believe that.
No, you just jinxed yourself.
Shouldn't said that.
In between Christmas and New Year's. Mine don't ring much.
Uh-huh.
Happily so.
Yep, yep.
I can't even get emails returned half the time. Because it's just a list of what's coming up.
Okay.
Oh, forgot to sign. I looked at it and I didn't sign it.
I've done that, I'll have it done.
Still thinking 11 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah. You guys are good with that?
I'll wait till we're done here, but. Second.
This one.
No, the,
Another train of thought.
yeah. Sometimes my train
Train
derails,
derail.
more often than not.
When it comes to a crossroad, I can't remember.
This engineering bill from CFS, $71,000, 9 people involved,
I didn't count all of them.
all the way from
Yeah.
$99 up to $271 to the highest.
Which shows their own career, John.
Absolutely.
Well, they bill out 3 times what that person costs them. That's how they make their money.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the same token, if they don't have a place for that person to go, they're paying them regardless.
Yeah.
And that was for 5 months too. It was from August
I
to
see.
December 31st,
Okay.
basically. So,
Divided by 5, it's not
That's
too
not,
bad a
that
month.
don't sound as bad then.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then, but if you look on there, I looked through there, I don't know if some of that's not designed on some of these boxes that we're building now. Cause there was some the part of it was that box culvert sign on that one, at the county line that needs repairs.
Uh-huh.
Part of that's that. And then there were several culverts and another box.
Well, they did the one you're talking about there, west of 75 there off
Correct.
50, the Tumler Road, or Olivet Road Bridge.
Correct. Yeah, the one that's in Despair.
Yeah.
Yes. Part of that was that. Cause I went through it.
That's it.
$1 million check for the state of Kansas. 50 highway.
From us to them.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it, that's not, they're picking up,
I don't build a lot of road on
they're picking up 2 million of it.
Yeah. Well, it's a darn sure project that needed, that's for sure.
And some people say, no, that we wasted enough money up there, but I agree that we wasted money up there, but it shouldn't have been done the way it was done to start off with, so where do you throw the blame, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's fine, but
Special bridge, $71,000. Oh, that's those 2 bridges down there next to next to Rivet. So there's $71,000 in special bridge.
I don't know where they was at.
There's 89.5 hours of one-man survey crew. I don't know if that, most of this might be those 2 bridges there,
Might be.
western,
I don't know.
western.
Sure. This FNS North America, this is tire recycling, I guess.
Yes.
It's just, the only reason I'm wondering is it says contract labor. I'm
Yeah.
sure that or something, you know, I didn't quite understand that.
Yeah, I don't know what contract labor either, but
Yeah. That's what the invoices look like.
yeah. do the same thing, contract labor, but
Yeah, what's that?
then I look and remember it's the tire people.
Yeah.
They do have a contract with them, or they just, a year
Yeah.
time thing, I think.
Looks like something per ton or something.
Yeah.
Part of it, anyhow.
Yep.
Now that Highway 50 gets a fair amount of heavy traffic, that anything that's over 80,000 pounds goes down that road, you can't go on the interstate, so wouldn't have, hadn't been a very safe road for the kind of traffic that's on it, in my opinion.
No, you're probably right, but even Wayne Blackburn said it when he was here, and Brian will tell you, it's the, highest traveled county road we got. Good traffic count.
That it is, you say?
It is.
I see. Yeah, and there's other traffic on it too.
Yeah. Yeah, not as truck, but yeah.
Right, right, yeah, there, you need a lot of people on it, I think so.
Man, they're quick travel back, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of water. There's a lot of water.
I went and checked on that yesterday, it's like, wow.
Can I flip this in that green folder
Yes, ma'am.
and back to that, I think, and then use the blue, notebook. Yep. I'll be right back.
You're fine.
There you go.
These are pretty normal and repetitious.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, after a while, I'm finally getting acquainted with some of the names that you see
Yeah, it's just like,
continuing.
it's a normal monthly
Yeah. Just the grind.
expenditure, yeah. What do I need that for? Borough. Colorado. Pretty.
That's from the south side.
Yeah. Let's see, where we got prices and everything. Okay. Huh?
So do we have any fuel tanks out in the county for the maintainers?
Or at their house.
That's what I wonder, I just.
Houses or-
Smaller,
yeah. Lebo's is behind the old ice plant.
That's it.
Where it's at.
figured there was, I just, saw some smaller gallon tickets there, and I figured that, that apparently there was.
This contract on this Highway 50 matching funds comes up to 31.5%. Is that, I'm saying it's not gonna be over 25, but.
Well, I think Wayne stepped
But-
up to the plate on that to get it done.
I think you're right there.
If I remember correctly, which is
Well, there was,
horrible memory.
I think the bulk of it was to cover overlaying the entire
And there was some extra,
stretch instead of just doing the shoulders,
Tie it together
yes.
was the big part.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I knew there was some extra stuff.
Yeah.
For everything we're getting on that extra 5% might be money well spent.
I think so. It's one of those situations where, I don't know how to word it, other than it was a Band-Aid fix at best, when it started, and you can't just let it go to hell. Just 'cause you don't want to spend no more money on it, maybe you can't. Kinda like that one truck.
The back plate.
You're already this deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same old song.
Yeah.
What do we do now?
Yeah.
The point is no.
So, by doing it this way with the design they got, you're not gonna have to mess with it for
Yeah, hopefully it'll hold.
years to come now, instead of constantly, you gotta look at the cost of going up there every week to deal with something.
Yeah. That's
just
big in itself, and then they're doing that instead of something else.
Right, so it's costing you to not fix it too.
Yeah.
And what that is, you don't know.
Yeah. And I've had some of those problem child trucks, and you just, after a while, it's like, wow, yeah, I've got to do something different here.
I guess you really can't compare a road to a truck, because you can't just close the road off. Not
Yes,
easy.
that's true, but, and finally have them all up in shape and everything, and like, oh, I think I'm gonna do something different, and then somebody comes along, well, here's all the stuff I've done, I've had a bunch of trouble, it's good now, I sell it to somebody, and they'll run it for 5 years and never have a problem, so.
Yeah.
Usually makes you feel like you gave up too soon, but. How do we figure reimbursements for phones? Some are a different amount than others.
Yeah, I think it depends on your role.
I see. Obviously, some would use it a lot more than others.
That's the end of the road and bridge.
Mm-hmm. This is the 16th. Travel from Topeka to Burlington, hour and 10 minutes. Return travel, Burlington to Topeka, hour and 10 minutes. And then, we flip to the other page, it says round trip from Topeka to Burlington for commission meeting same day.
Two different codes, CEB and SAG.
Well, that's sand.
Mm-hmm.
That's sand, and then the other one
This
is
is Sabian,
Sabian.
I guess. Sabian.
That's he's with Burns and Mac. Sabian's not Burns and Mac, is he? That's all Burns and Mac. Or Fisher Patterson, sorry.
So Charles.
Charles, okay.
Sam.
Charles, yep, okay.
Sorry, I thought we were still on the Sabian thing. Yeah, Charles.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Two different, they rode.
Yep.
Apparently was separate. I'll roll this through.
Hey, moving pretty good right now, Wade.
Not real bad. Of course, we haven't had much weather, but, I mean, I just think the numbers are down.
I haven't seen any now,
There's not much, I don't know where you go to buy much of anything, you know. They were dry out west for wheat, but then they got rain and they grew all kinds of triticale and hay grazer and bale corn stalks and Iowa stalks.
some triticale for a long time.
That said there's more rough feed in western Kansas than they've ever seen.
That was sitting over here.
So
That goes with
that's,
this.
you know, unless they need something from of our quality, they're not gonna pay the freight to get it there.
I know Mike planted quite a bit of triticale in. We rolled out a lot of tonnage. Green
About
chocolate.
this.
They planted these, I did, like 50, maybe 55.
Successful deal, man.
Yeah, and on the bottom ground, I was a little bit surprised, but I could see why now, for what it yielded out.
$608,000 in this stack.
How much?
608.
608, and there's $1.2 million in the other one.
Yeah.
That's $1.8 million altogether.
On a very short month.
Yeah.
I just never take them out, so.
I think there's only one
Yeah.
block check in
They'll
that,
get mixed with
so
everything
it's
else.
70 or 80,000. There was a
Yeah.
small check for 11,000.
Yeah, there was Mid-States, and then there was, Eagle Creek and Harshman's and.
Normally, there's, more rock checks in there, but it was definitely down. To see if it hadn't been for the matching funds of $1 million,
Would have been down considerably.
it would have been way down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
bit, sir.
We got to Esperanza yesterday. They got two of those apartments there and they were rented out now,
Oh, well.
so. I don't know if she's got anything going on the third one or not.
I said there's only 3 there, isn't it?
Yes.
You know what the rent is?
I'm sorry?
You know what the rent is?
800. That's what started out, I assume it's that.
Just curious.
Are you already done with them?
That one's ready to go.
Moving right along.
Done, just not done.
It was smarter about it. There's one.
Missed one.
No, it's not stuck together, just a
There
little.
you go.
There's another one in there, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it might be back a page. My question was, there 2 of them that went to that?
I don't know.
Because that meal's 2. For her husband and wife.
Well, comments.
There. That one on the right side.
We had a short discussion, I think it's before you come here, about putting a cap on reimbursement for meals.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the federal government, which is way above.
Well, you know, in my eyes, that one receipt is, you can't pay $4 for your own coffee.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where I've,
No matter who you are.
yeah, I mean, I understand we're paying for everything else, you know, your meals and your lodging, but you want a $4 coffee, and you expect the county to pay for it?
I don't know if we, could be, like, this one here,
If it was, you know, if it was a mixed drink, the county wouldn't pay for it, you know what I mean? I mean,
I think we would have to use it okay, so we wouldn't have to recreate.
Yeah, and that's kind of a,
Probably.
basically a non-essential too. You
Right.
might say either way, just like a drink would be.
right.
So, it's because it's. I would say she's free. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was, because I worked for 2 years and I was my associate on that. Okay. I'll be doing another session. Thank you.
Wonder what that is. $50?
I looked at that myself, and
$400, Smoke on the River, 2024. It's economic development. It's probably at 8.
No.
Was that barbecue contest?
Yep.
They had,
Okay, it does say 1.
Yep.
Okay.
I was actually wanting to go with that, and I just didn't.
let's move on, huh?
He's got this labeled jail project when it's not. Don't want it to come out of the wrong fund.
Was that the last of the
Off-street parking.
off-street parking?
Yeah. Make sure,
Yeah.
Set it aside, I guess.
well, I mean, does it says there,
Contractual jail process, yeah.
it's actually. As long as she's got it straight, don't matter to me, but.
Right, right.
stated that June,
May,
but May and June,
yeah.
the rest of June. Where's that part of the issue?
Do what?
Well, if you read through there.
Mm-hmm. Andy?
Just a question. On the front of this, it says contractual jail project for this amount, but when it's actually on the off-street parking,
Oh,
so I wanna make sure it comes out of the right account.
correct, yeah. Let me look here. Yeah, I think that's not right. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, that's what it says, but it is coming out of the right fund and line
Okay.
item.
All right,
I think maybe when she typed it in, she put it wrong, but it is the 46, which is general fund
Is the
capital
right
outlay.
one.
okay, good enough.
Yeah, we can,
I
if you
didn't
wanna,
look at that part.
if you wanna line through the jail project and just write off-site parking on that, that'll,
As long as it's coming out of the right fund,
Yeah,
that's
it
all
is.
that matters to me.
yeah, sorry about that.
Nope, no problem.
Oh.
I never even thought to look at the,
Well, you might not know the line item, but
yeah.
yeah, so, okay.
Yeah, there's
I
only,
know.
had one in it. Well, yeah, this was their, campaign for,
The grant,
yeah, it was
right,
advertisement garbage. Should have been through here by now,
correct,
when it was fresh in our mind.
yeah.
That's what it was for. But here it is, 6 months later, and we're going, why are we just not getting billed for this?
Yeah.
When it's not fresh in our mind.
Well,
Hopefully.
for me, originally, was it supposed to go through them,
Yeah, yeah,
and then,
here it is, in our lap.
yeah,
5.5 and how much? Well, my question is there something from the 6th month to the 12th month that they're gonna hit us with? Or is it done?
yeah, well, yeah. More meetings, I'm glad we got Terms and Max.
I think that's it's just too much for us to try to process, in my opinion.
Well, it's, it's uncharted territories where Terms and Max is normal navigation for them.
Right, right.
This may be the invoice you guys are already talking about, River City Construction
Yep.
contractual.
Yep.
Is there going to, the project manager, somebody identify, look these invoices over, make sure they're as accurate as we possibly,
That's the off-site parking. That invoice is for actual off-site parking, it's not, nothing to do with the jail.
Okay. But when it comes to the jail project, and everything coming through,
Yeah, that's what she said, it's actually not on the jail project account.
I caught that.
Okay, okay.
But I know what you're saying, is somebody
Don't know
gonna
exactly.
vet those invoices to make
Don't know.
sure what you're paying for has actually been done?
I don't know exactly how to state it, but
Well, I mean, that's River City's job.
it is.
Yeah, that's River City's job to make sure that the invoices that's coming in are checked off in the construction side, or on the construction side.
Right. And I guess,
I just hope they've got the right person in there to double check everything. My guys,
they're the ones,
they actually need to be checking the inventory inventory in and out.
are they, but I mean, they're guaranteeing us a price, correct?
Correct.
River
Yeah.
City is, so,
Well, then, I know some of the projects I do, if I want to pay for my materials up front, I have to produce a paid invoice. In other words, I just can't say I need $40,000 for a bunch of rebar that I don't have.
Yeah.
I gotta produce an invoice.
I see.
What do you call those, a draw? Yeah. $500,000 job, well, I need a $200,000 draw right off the bat to get started.
Yeah,
No.
no, you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
It's part of being in business.
Show me an invoice.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have that drawing money yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
Operating capital.
But when you go back to the parking lot, how long has the parking lot actually been done?
It's been a while.
So there was only 2 subs, if you will, for Kellogg.
Mm-hmm.
So Kellogg been sitting on 91,000 for 3-4 months.
3 or 4 months, yeah.
We've been sitting on a third of that. Well, not quite. Like the rest of them, the last one we paid.
Here's an invoice from KMG, $10,700. Goes all the way back to May.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the web design and, online advertising for the chips deal.
Everything looks all right on it. I'm just surprised it took 6 months to get an invoice.
Yes. Me and Tom was talking about
Every bit of that's in that.
there's 161, there was but yeah, I'm with you, there's, well, what I'm worried about is from June till 12/31, they're gonna send another bill that's gonna be 3 times that.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be happening.
I just wanted, that's all through economic development.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to, or I can talk to Bobby, I think we need those bills a lot more current than 6 months.
Does it have a process?
Bobby, I'm sorry.
Does it have a date of processing on the bill? On the bill itself?
Invoice date, June 8th. All the work was done May 22nd. Invoice, June the 8th. The invoices are all printed out June the 8th. And all the work was done the first 3 weeks of May, and there's one there's June the 1st. Every invoice, June the 8th. Bobby Shirley hadn't been sitting on that since that day.
Like the bills that we get for the sheriff's department, is that out of their budget then?
All this stuff,
Yeah, it's like we just had one here that's Caldwell stickers and stuff on it for a heated jacket.
What's that in four-way?
Oh, I'm just curious if the stuff for the sheriff's department came out of the sheriff's department budget.
should come out of their budget,
This
shouldn't
will
it?
be out of, this will be out of the budget, cause it's janitory supplies and office supplies.
I'm just curious how it worked, I'm not questioning
It
that.
should be coming out
If
of it.
it's out of their budget, then they can afford it, so.
He's got a stamp on it and everything else, I assume that to be his.
Yeah, just a general question, not just questioning that, but. I knew they had a budget, but I didn't know if everything was included in it or not.
Not everything. Yeah, like if they crash a car or something, that would come from, if they don't have it in their budget to replace that vehicle, then it'd come from the general.
Not knowing exactly how
But like, do their salaries and stuff come out of their budget then? That's what I thought, but
But I don't think the maintenance of the building does. That comes out of your general fund, I believe.
This is the lowest invoice we've had from CHS for meals for the jail. $3,200.
businesses.
It's always been 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm. Morning, Wayne.
I think.
Good morning.
I said, I bet their numbers, I know their numbers were down quite a bit a month ago.
In the jail.
Yeah.
What is the jail count, Wade, do you know?
And it's fluctuating. It'll go up and then it'll go down. People are being arrested, then they bond out, but it all depends on what the crime is and whether they have the capacity to bond out. I think right now you're fluctuating between 10 and 15 maybe.
Well, here's this one invoice too, dated, it's just 3 weeks and 2 days, so they may have cut it off a little early. I commented on the invoice for meals, $3,200. You know, it's always been 5 to 5,500.
Yeah, well, we had several individuals that were long-term residents of the jail who exercised their right to a trial and then were found guilty and now are getting meals somewhere else.
Let's see.
And one of those individuals was in custody for almost 3 years.
Wow.
So,
Got one that's been in quite a while, a local person.
Yeah.
there are several that are in custody right now that have a mutual agreement with the prosecutor's office to go to prison. Is the best way I'll put it, so.
I see.
Got an invoice here we're talking about briefly. KMG out of Lawrence, Kansas, Economic Development. There's several invoices here, they're dated June the 8th. Every one of them, and all the work was done second, third week in May. Is Bobby in where we,
I don't know.
I don't believe so.
you don't think?
I'll see if he's around.
I wouldn't mind just asking a short question on it. We need to get those invoices in quicker than that.
Public service announcement, we had talked about the dumpster the other day. Barb had talked to the driver of the dumpster company and then had also talked with their dispatch. To make a long story short, the dumpster is now moved to the southeast corner of the courthouse. They indicated they could maneuver in that location. It's up on the grass and it's not an issue, so, anybody who's taken out trash probably needs to know that that's where it's been relocated to. I'd imagine the recycle bin will go there as well, right next to it.
That's what I was gonna ask, if the cardboard bin's gonna go there as well.
Yeah. Just trying to get everything out of the parking lot.
Might have to tow some vehicles out of there.
Yes, sir.
That's, or they'll get enclosed in.
They can be moved easy, you got a Traco, you can just grab it with a Traco bucket, just set them out on the street parking.
I did mention it to the sheriff, and I don't think he's opposed to the suggestion that the 2 spots down there be designated with maybe one of those rubber bases and a sign that says for on-duty law enforcement. That way they can take off and go do what they need to do.
You say he's opposed to it?
No, he's not
Oh,
opposed.
okay.
Oh, yeah, I thought you
I
said.
thought you said
I may have
opposed
said
to it.
opposed, I meant to say not opposed.
Okay.
Okay.
First thing I heard was opposed.
Oh, well, it's not opposed.
Okay.
Well, you're dressed down today, hopefully you're relaxing and having somewhat of a staycation.
Doing work. I need to, at some point this afternoon, go deal with some things at home, but there's things I need to get done here, and I want to, whenever you guys you're done signing things, I need a 5-minute executive session.
We can do that whenever. We'll
Okay.
finish
Yeah,
this.
if you want.
You're ready now, we'll just do it.
We're probably within 30 minutes of being done with it.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you wanna do it now, then we.
I need a few minutes to
Prep?
deal with, I have a law enforcement officer wanting to talk to me for a couple minutes, so.
Okay.
I just wanted to pop my head in before you guys, I didn't know where you were, how far.
Well, we're this far from being done.
Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right.
Make sure I got a signature on everyone.
No, I was looking for that river city check because I was gonna write on their stub that says off-site parking project instead of jail. I don't want them to read that and think that, so. That's why I got it for now, let Jessica know. I'll just do this for now. Thank you.
You got a bill to Angie on this CIC, 46,800.
Yes.
Everything's, you got confidence that everything's gonna work out from here on down the road?
Well, with the time clock, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's for our whole financial system,
Okay.
that bill is. We've been trying to fine tune everything, so if everybody's practicing and finding out things that aren't working, we're trying to get those fixed before
Are you getting quite a bit of data in showing that people are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing?
I think most departments are clocking in and out. Next week, I'm gonna be working with a couple of them to show them what they need to do to
Mhm.
change time or correct time, and then they'll all be going, so.
I just wanted to make sure that everybody was doing what they were supposed to be doing, running a mock type
Yeah.
scenario.
Practicing.
Yeah,
you
Road
need
and
to be
Bridge, they're
practicing.
doing great, they're not having any issues.
Good.
We were gonna work with the sheriff's office today at some point, and then, like, there's a couple next week I'll be working with, so. I think if they just practice, and then we can catch all the things we need to catch. That's why, and we'll still have to run paper against it the
Mhm.
first
Just to make
month
sure.
or two to make
Mhm.
sure everything's going all right, and, so, yeah.
Can you run a dummy deal?
Well, that's kind of what
Can't
we're.
think what the right word is, but it's,
Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing right now, just testing everything, and the issues we're finding, we're, getting corrected and set up right, so. But I haven't heard anything, from anybody for a little bit here, so.
Well, it should be no news is good news, but that doesn't always happen.
that's what I'm afraid of, just a little bit.
Yeah,
That's why I asked the question if we was getting data in from people doing what they're supposed to be doing.
well, and,
And see, I'd like to see a dummy deal run, and that ain't the right way, the right word.
Mock against paper time.
yeah, and I think, kind of, people have forgotten that there was a committee years ago, back when the salary study was done, that wanted the time clock. It wasn't my office that did that, we weren't even on the committee, they didn't even let us be on the committee, because we might have been able to explain some of the issues, but there was a committee, and they brought it to the board, and the board agreed to go forward with time clock. So, we're just trying to implement it. We're not the ones instigating it.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger.
messenger.
And I think people have kind of forgotten that, so,
Mhm.
like, I wish I could find the original committee members. Talk to these
There'll
people.
be something in the minutes somewhere.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
it'd be good and get it implemented.
Yeah.
Half of them are probably not employed here anymore.
Well, the main thing was being on real time. Now, that was something we needed to do, and we're on that, so. But anyway,
Which has probably caused a lot less issue.
it has helped a lot from going back to the previous month and saying someone took a sick or vacation day, and so that's helped a lot, yeah.
People don't understand how long it takes to correct something once it's been identified until it's rectified. How much time that takes.
Well, and then, we're human, so if we make an error, then that's just another whole month to get it corrected.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Recess today.
What's that?
Yeah, recess today again.
Recess today, yes. I just gotta remember that.
Just a reminder, you.
Mhm.
You usually have remembered.
Just that one time I didn't.
One time, and.
Tom catches me, he catches me, you try to catch me. Yeah, keep me in line.
You usually do pretty good.
I try.
About all we can do.
Mhm.
Here's an invoice for Douglas County Criminal Justice. I guess it does have 30 days there. They just have one for 4,500.
Oh,
That's juvenile.
That's $150 a day for that.
That's
Juvenile.
Juvenile.
Juvenile, yeah, $150 a day. I didn't see that 11/1, 11/30 over here.
And,
They blacked out some of it.
and we won't have that capability with the new jail either, correct? That's what I understand.
It's gonna be a whole separate, from what I understand, it's like a whole building, all that stuff, you can't.
No, nothing under the same roof, basically.
Correct.
Okay. Can you, so, the reason, is that,
CIC now.
see, I see now.
Well, we're gonna do a lot of training with Sheriff Buffett,
Oh,
or,
You have a phone here for Fish and Game. That's a county service.
Wildlife and Park Fish and Game, the building up there. Yeah, well, actually, I think the county pays for the patrollers, the
Is that?
park rangers. Is that at the,
Surely it's at the lake.
I'm just curious.
what's the address on that?
110 South 6 is all it says, courthouse address.
But it says Fish and Game.
Yeah, it says, it's just a telephone number, and it says courthouse, and it says Fish and Game.
oh, that's our Fish and Game line we've got coming into the,
Where you do like.
computer.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
Okay, okay, that makes sense, I just,
Yeah, you had me stumped for a minute. I was
Well, I was,
I thought maybe it was the lake.
but then I also
okay.
have a dedicated line to them, so.
Okay.
pick up the red phone.
Yeah.
See if they pick up on the other end.
Okay. And here, okay,
Oh, I'm proud of this.
all right, we'll find out. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
Live long enough, I get a lifetime
get a lifetime, yep.
Oh, yeah?
at 65. You get, for $45, 10 years hunting fish, pass. And then of course, when you're 75, you don't pay anything, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna have to worry about the next one.
Oh.
It's kind of like saying on my life insurance, I'm like, maybe I should look at this as a good deal, you know? I'm still paying it, you know?
Yeah,
Still here to do it.
Right,
I guarantee you, they're saying it's a good deal that you're still here to pay your premium.
right, exactly.
All these mileage reimbursements or something, but keep getting stamped economic development, but they're on the planning and zoning board, so still come out of economic development?
Yeah, because they were going to put the planning and zoning under their
Okay.
budget.
All right. Good enough. That is correct, yes.
Every day, I'm saying, and there's 8,000 headed that way.
You know, I keep telling people when I worked at power plant during construction, there was a lot of Hispanics out there. And I was curious, how do you get here?
Mm-hmm.
They'll have these green cards, and they said they had to go to a trade school and they had to learn a trade. Like, whether it's a carpenter, iron worker, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they get them a green card to come over here and work. So why that couldn't be the way it is today.
No, it takes too long for them to do that.
No, just give them a check.
Yeah.
There were Hispanics out there on all kinds of crews, carpenters, iron workers, most of them rod dressers.
Well, there's a lot of even your Africans come over here and down in the south and around Louisiana area, and the Mississippi area. There's a lot of them come in on visa and green
Work
cards.
visas.
Yep. Yep. This will be the first year my buddy has ever had any, but he said everybody else around him does it.
Yeah, it's pretty successful,
Yeah.
seems like from what I've
And
heard.
there's some stipulations, guidelines you gotta follow with them. Gotta take them in town once a week, so they can do whatever they need to do in town. They speak English.
I had some people come pick up a truck one time that was gonna be exported, and this man that I was talking to grew up in Mexico, but he had Mexican citizenship, but his family was from Canada, and he had Canadian citizenship too, and he was a Caucasian guy,
Mm-hmm.
but he was actually, it was a strange deal. The more I talked to him, it was really interesting.
Yeah.
He they show up in this old Ranger pickup with Wisconsin plates on it. And they're like, well, we're taking this thing to, I can't remember the name of the town now, right on the Mexican border. And I said, well, how did you get here? So we flew to Wisconsin, there's two of them. And, we're taking this truck down right at the border, and then we'll find out whether we're gonna go back and get another truck, but regardless, wherever they were gonna drive back to Wisconsin. And I said, well, how far do you live from where you're dropping this truck off? And he said, 30 miles or something into Mexico. And I said, well, why didn't you just drive up here? So it's too dangerous to cross the border. I said, you don't do that. So they flew up here, moved them down to the border, then there's other crew that come up out of Mexico
Mm-hmm, take them
and
in.
move them down there who apparently have the cartel paid off or whatever, so they can drive through there without getting shot. I mean, and he's just like, oh yeah, you don't do that.
Way too dangerous.
And we got one of the feed yards I hold to that's from Mexico. And I think he's got his citizenship, but he's got family down there. And he had a like early 90s Chevy pickup that was all pretty ugly, but he kept it all in tip-top shape, and that's what he drove to Mexico.
Yeah.
But he said, you know, cross the border and anything looks like you've got anything, you'll get robbed.
You get robbed, yeah.
It's just like you see.
Did we say what the executive was about?
Mm-mm. Passing nothing? Oh, yes, I already got one. Take one, pass it
Thursday,
on.
1, 2 minutes.
I had up one.
How many you got there, Tom?
Two.
Okay, that's fine, I'll use
There
my
are two.
computer, 'cause
Okay.
I don't.
I saved one.
Yeah, but it's changed.
Okay.
She's changing
It's
stuff on us.
Okay.
She's putting more money, she's got more money to work with.
No,
I'm
look,
not transferring as much to
mm-mm.
equipment reserve from the appraisers.
This is $700,000 less for us.
Yeah.
Where'd you use all the money, Andrew?
Well, it got spent.
What happened, huh?
It got spent,
Wrote it today, didn't we?
pretty much.
I knew the first thing to look for.
Dag nabbit.
Yeah. And I can't violate budget law or cash basis law, so I have to back off of that, so.
Yeah.
Or you can.
Yeah, it's not advised.
Yeah.
I don't look good in orange.
I don't know that it would cause you to go orange, but you might get an audit write-up. We don't need that either.
We can avoid that.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Stay up the other night with Tom and watch that KU football game?
I made it through part of it.
Did you?
It was, I thought it was gonna be a good one, and I got up the next morning, cause I'm on YouTube TV thinking it'd be broadcast again on one of the
Mhm.
channels that wasn't.
That was a half of a lot of penalties.
Really?
I think there was like 17.
Jeez.
It was insane how long, it was midnight before it was over with.
Oh, I never made it that long.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we got within 4 points of it.
High scoring game.
It was. Then KU finally took off and stopped, well, they didn't stop penalizing, they didn't stop getting fouled. So afternoon?
5 o'clock, 4 o'clock,
4 o'clock, 4 something?
4 or 5, 1 or 2, I think.
Got an invoice there from the software finance company out of, where Gwen is scanning the books, it says 29. Have they scanned many of the books yet? I wonder what how far along they are.
I don't know, you'd have to talk to her. Do you want me to get her?
It don't make any difference to me, but it is 5,300. I'm just kinda curious how far along they are on it.
Well, I can get her. Sure she wouldn't mind, yeah.
They're scanning the Register of Deeds books, is that what they're scanning?
I assume that's what it is. There's not much and no explanation on it. I'm not sure I remember talking about it, but we could very easily could have.
I texted Mr. Skipper, but he hasn't looked at it or replied back.
He probably did.
He's probably southeast would be my guess.
She's on the way down. Yeah, I don't know if Bobby's here.
Con Lawrence, here's an invoice for $4,700 for design and configuration, appraiser's office mapping website. I'm not sure. All you have to do is
Yes,
link.
okay.
And an invoice here
Yeah,
for $5,300. Looks like they're doing some scanning.
yeah, usually I've done this, I hadn't done this for several years, but usually like all of our hard copies of our books, I do a lot of backup. So we actually scan them into our website, which is stored, where Brad stores everything too. But then I also have everything microfilmed, and then that's kept down in underground storage. So, and I hadn't done that for probably like about 3 years.
I don't remember seeing an invoice before, but that's.
Yeah, the guy that used to do that, I really would try to do that every about year and a half, and all through COVID, and then the guy that used to do it, he ended up selling his business kind of at the last minute. The business he had sold it to didn't come on site and do that type of stuff. A guy that used to work for him, though, that did a lot of the scanning, he started working for another company, and he came around and said, I'm doing some down in Kelly County. If you want me to stop by and catch you up, then he did. So that's what that's for. I actually think I have a lot I really need to catch up on. These are records that we actually have backup on digitally, but not microfilm. The best archive of documents is microfilm because, digital you never know about, and microfilm is kept down in underground storage.
It'd save a lot of space, wouldn't it?
Well, I keep everything.
That's what I was gonna ask you, what do you do with your big books? They just maintain.
Actually, we just hauled a bunch of them down to the basement because my vault was getting full. But no, archivally, microfilm is the only way to keep our records. They always say digital, you never know if you can bring it back up. Microfilm, you can always just blow it up, and look at it.
Right.
So that's what's kept down in underground storage. So all of our records are kept in underground storage. And so I have them come and do the microfilm from that. The digital, we actually have a lot of, we scan our digital in already, and then that's kept, it's backed up, Brad backs up all of our records, and then I think CIC does too, so, anyway.
Is that storage here?
The digital is here, but the microfilm is kept in underground storage at Hutchison Salt
That's what
Mines.
I wondered,
Yeah.
if it was in
Mhm.
the salt mine or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, it's in the salt mines.
When they scan that, when do they, the books when they open up, they're talking about that wide.
Mhm.
They just scan one page at a time and just keep flipping?
Well, these actually that he did this time are, it's more like a legal size, just a little bit bigger than a legal size.
I see.
And that's what he did on these. I am going to have him come back and do my index books. So anytime a document comes in, we write them down by legal description, which I know you've been in and looked at them, a couple of you guys have. So those index books, we write the document down and the book and page to find that in, the grantor and the grantee. Those books are bigger, and those are hard. So those I haven't had probably scanned probably for 5 or 6 years, and just to get them up to date and have a backup of those, I'm probably going to have him come back and do that here before too long, and that'll probably be a little bit more. The only other thing I could do was possibly, I've kind of kicked this around a little bit, buying one of those big scanner to scan books with, but it takes a lot of room, takes time to do it. This guy does a good job.
Yeah, I'm not questioning
Yeah.
what you're doing, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, just to try to understand it,
Just
sure.
understand just exactly.
So I'm gonna I need to get that done. It's on my to-do
Soon,
list
huh?
here before too long.
I appreciate the update.
Yeah, and then I also have some more work, which I have quite a bit of money in my tech fund, which is kind of supposed to be used for this type of thing. We charge $2. This was the state statute that was done several years ago. So $2 a page of everything that we record is put into this tech fund. $1 goes to Heritage Tax Fund, 50 cents goes to the clerk, and 50 cents goes to the treasurer. And that money is kind of just supposed to be used for backup type stuff. A lot of our old records that were kept, or that are down in underground storage that Ruth and Linda had put down there. We have microfilm images. I'm in the process of trying to get most of those scanned over that I can switch those to digital. It's a lot easier for us to take copies with than.
Well, the charge out there at salt mines where you, that's probably kind of an insignificant storage.
It is. It's not. We get a bill comes through on that once a year. I have the biggest majority of that, and mine's around maybe $400 a year. The clerk, the treasurer, road and bridge, the appraiser's office all have a little bit too. So I think that bill comes through probably in the middle of the year.
I
And
remember seeing it, but I don't remember the dollar amount.
yeah,
the
it's like
story.
under $1,000,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure.
not real
Mhm.
expensive.
Yeah.
Seems like
It's an interesting place if you ever go down there. It's a long ways down there. I've been down there before. You can get a little claustrophobic down there, just knowing you're down there.
How
But
far did
if
you
you
go
do
down?
go down, ask about our records, because it is interesting. It's an interesting place down there, so,
Had an
anyway.
opportunity to go down there, but I just never took advantage of it when I was at the elevator.
Yeah, you keep a lot of stuff down there.
They mine a
so.
lot of salt.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Think about a mile. Mile doesn't seem very far until you go down.
And then you worry about how in the world am I gonna get back up that.
5,280 feet down.
Also, I was gonna stop by and talk to you, and I'll say something to you guys too, which I didn't realize. Do you guys realize that, we host the Southeast District meeting this spring? Okay.
talked to them about it.
You've already been talking about that. I had one of the registrars ask me when that's gonna be, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
We'll have to start talking about that.
Yeah, we are gonna have to start talking
It's
about
in
that.
April sometime, I forget.
Well, yeah, I think before they've been doing, which I haven't been attending very good, because a lot of times they do them on spring break, and it's a hard time to get away. Everybody's taking vacations and stuff.
I think we're looking at April.
I think that would be, and then you wouldn't have the worry about the
Nothing.
weather as much, too.
Yeah, and we have the,
Spring break is
presidential.
mid-March this year. so.
Yes. and the presidential primary election.
Oh, yeah,
too, so
yeah, I think that'd be good, yeah,
Okay,
okay, yeah,
yeah.
all right, okay,
That'll be next on our department head meeting.
yeah, all right, okay, all
Yeah.
right, talk to you guys
Thank
later.
Happy New Year.
Thanks, happy New Year.
So, are you ready to talk about the numbers at all?
Talk away.
Well, like I said, a lot of stuff went out today, and after looking at all of that, it's a little less than what we had originally looked at. So,
It wouldn't,
no, but do you see anything you want to change? I decided, just from what I was looking at, that capital improvement reserve is short $250,000, but with that project that's coming up, we would probably have enough to cover it, and maybe next year we could put the $250,000 in. That's what I was thinking, because of the jail project, that's probably more of the focus. So I didn't put any, or I put a little bit in community improvement. And the equipment reserve, I went ahead and put all of what Ryan wanted there, because I know he's got equipment he's gonna have to buy, so. And then mainly the jail project and what little bit he wanted, or Ryan wanted a special highway, and then Brad wanted some more in tech office. So the main focus was, that was available, was put in the jail project. Unless you guys wanna do something different, but that's what I thought my crystal ball was saying that you guys might want to do.
You moved 250 out of janitorial,
Yeah,
took it down to zero, so.
yeah. I had
Looks
to
like-
leave so much for cash carryover, and I couldn't,
Looks like you just moved a little bit out of 5 or 6 of them.
yeah. So, if you would like to change anything, let me know. And then I'll continue to keep looking at it here to see if I'm missing anything or whatever, but this is the new
Well,
draft.
we were only gonna use 10 million of ours for the jail. As long as we don't exceed that, which that doesn't do, correct?
Yeah, well, I put a little bit more in there to get it back to the 20, because it was a little under, I think, was it like
18, 494.
Yeah.
So I put a little more in there just because,
So we hadn't contributed the full 10 million yet out of our money.
no, we did, I think last year, but we've spent some out of it. So I went
For the
ahead and,
jail.
yeah, for engineering and stuff like that.
Right.
So I put a little more in there because I know you're gonna have change orders. I just know you are, so I put a little more in there for that. And then the other 10 is the bond money, and then you'll have the other bond money later. So,
Well, I just make sure we don't spend any more than 10 cash out of our account
Into the jail.
into the jail project.
okay.
I wouldn't put anything more than that, because that's not what.
That's not what we, what's that do. But put it in another place, other than the jail project, as long as we don't exceed 10 million.
10 million of reserve cash.
You see, right now, it's at 1.84, and then, Henry's at 1.4. Back up to,
So I could take that money out then and
Where-
put it somewhere else. I could put it in community improvement.
I would do that.
probably got more in the jail project fund than what we should have for the money we've already spent that we knew went to jail.
Okay,
And I'm not sure what level that's at.
I just put it someplace that we could.
I mean, you can always get it later.
True, but we told the taxpayers we would not exceed 10 million of cash reserves.
Okay,
We wouldn't bond no more than 20. So that's what we ought to stick to. So if we got extra money, I'm in favor of community improvement reserves.
okay.
Okay,
I don't know about you
Yeah, no.
guys.
yeah,
That's-
that
I
makes
mean-
sense.
It's sitting there, we can get it if we need it, and so.
Yeah.
Or we pulled some money out of risk management reserve fund to get to the 10 million.
Yes,
So
We
it's
could
either
put it
community
back in
improvement
risk
or risk management, in my my opinion.
So you tell me what you want to do.
If risk management is fine, I like the community improvement reserve just because.
Well, that would be flexible, I would,
True.
I guess last year in the jail, we had 9,170,000. So we didn't quite have 10 million.
As long as we don't exceed the 10.
So do you want me to put, or do you want to just not put more in there right now?
How difficult would it be to go back and identify all the funds that were written check offs that was identified as jail project? I know there are several checks there, last.
Yeah, I can run a
5, 6 months.
report on that jail
So well,
fund.
that would get that 1.94, of course, that's after we put this in, but I'd almost bet it's,
Let me see, hold on.
if you could pull up the exact dollars that we've identified as jail project.
Yep.
That's what we actually probably should have in there. Because right now, that total reserve for the jail is back up over 20,400,000, and that, we know that can't be.
Okay,
And I'm not saying being critical, but we know that can't be right.
right. So, so at the end of last year, it was 18,989,527.
Is how much?
Hold on, I gotta print a detailed report here.
Last month.
Well, at the end of last year is what I was saying.
In the last year,
Yeah,
2022.
yeah, there was 18 million. I don't want-
We didn't start it until 23, did we, Angie?
No, we
We funded it?
started it last year.
in that- in
Remember last year at the end of the
22?
year, we got the 10 million
The bond.
and then we transferred money.
We had to transfer the money.
Yeah,
That's right, yep.
So-
I was, wow, that would, wait.
yeah.
Gosh. Yes.
That's right.
Well, as of January, 23, we had 19,819 in it, so we had funds transferred, our 10 million is transferred into sometime in 2022, but I don't remember.
It was at the end of the year.
We had to put that, we had to tie that money up
Yes, that's right.
to the bond.
Ms. Bob, that,
I know where
that
the-
come from.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we pulled out of risk management and something else.
Yeah, it's risk management and, capital improvement. I think that was running around 2 million. So we pulled 2,
Okay, so,
probably some kind of community improvement too.
so yeah, so all we have put in there, the total we have put in from our reserves is 9,170,000. So if you want me to put in the rest to the 10
Top
and
of
then
the
stop.
10. Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
could transfer that 800,000 just fine and not approve anything.
Okay,
But you have to put that 600 cover into
community,
community, am I correct?
correct.
That's fine.
that'd leave us a little bit below then, right?
Yeah, that'll leave you 30,000 below.
Be 30,000.
Okay, so I'll put the 600,000 and the 541 in community improvement, and then I will put the 800 in jail, and then,
Oh, that's right, and
But, that tells me we've only issued checks for the jail project this past year, $30,000.
it hasn't been much.
There's quite a few checks labeled jail funds. How many, I don't know. I'm sure it's greater, quite a bit greater than 30, but I don't recall.
Well, you're right.
Let's see, this is at the end of 22.
Cause there was
We can't put
work
any-
out here that needed to be done that was conjunction to the jail.
Correct.
Was that the sewer?
That was the storm sewer.
Storm
that went along
Yeah,
down
that's
there,
what we
that sidewalk,
did that.
yeah, which
At the
was
end,
a,
yeah, at the end of last year, we
So I
spent,
think one of the checks for the new parking lot was
41,
labeled jail.
41,000?
yeah, it's about 90,000 last year. And then let me look at this year.
And 22?
some engineering.
And, I'm gonna read a detail on that. Okay, we had a bond payment, 440,000. And then
See that,
another 260,000.
that first bond payment of 10 million, see, we didn't, with the expenses out of that, we didn't get a full 10.
Right,
Didn't get a full 10, so I don't, but that, you know, so the 9970, I know is probably considerably too high.
let's see. So 1,399,794,
Total?
yeah.
So that'd still make us over.
So that brought it down to the 18 million.
Mm-hmm.
And those were for expenditures, those were for, professional services, Kansas, Office of the Kansas State Treasurer, Attorney General, Thompson Associates, GGA, River City.
How much was that Tom Associates? Cause I don't remember we had one that was pulled back.
We did, but
It
then
was-
you guys had me go ahead and send it out.
Oh, okay.
About 18,000, 28,000,
Oh, okay.
and another 22.
Top would have been parking?
You remember they're the ones that come in and shut all the elevations and kind of did the design on the parking? And we had this River City be the construction
Oh, okay.
manager, and then Goldberg said he would design the parking lot for free, so that's why we questioned that bill.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I know Todd come out here to do some drilling too, didn't they?
Mhm.
Did they drill out
Yeah,
west?
so which one she's talking about,
Right.
It would be, I can pull them if you want me to
Yeah.
pull those.
I mean, we just gotta stay at our 10 million on cash reserve
Mhm.
correct.
with the bank or with the jail.
You know, and paying the interest on the bonds, I don't know where that should come out of, other than capital improvement or,
Not out of jail.
I don't know. See, I don't know if that was,
Well, your interest you're getting off that, the interest you're gaining, and that should be,
We
dang
should-
near a war.
We should be gaining, even
Should be gaining some.
all right,
Yeah.
so when we get that interest, we just put it back in there after we take it out.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's what we can do.
Like I talked to Joe Sorrell, and you know, get exactly the position that's in right now.
That's fine. Correct.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, is we're putting it in,
Taking it out and putting it back.
yeah.
Okay, good enough.
Cash flow in, flow out.
Yeah, that
Right from
the
what-
interest expense and interest income, it ought to be a positive.
Okay, good enough.
We should work that way at my place.
No doubt.
Yeah, I call mine like a dryer, hopefully some of it sticks in the landfill.
Think you can get it?
That 600 and 541, where you gonna stick it right now?
Community improvement.
I'm sorry?
Community improvement,
Both them for community
Yeah.
improvement?
yeah. Do you want me to run you another one, real quick, just
Well,
for,
you can do it before next meeting or something.
well, I'll just do
It'll make it. Is all of 800 going to community improvement also?
No, that'll go to the jail.
800.
That's over the jail.
That's what we lack to make our 10 million,
Yeah.
Still leave us with
contribution.
I think it's still too high for our projects that was identified.
Paper number 3?
Yeah. I should have put draft number 2, or draft number 3.
Mary,
one, please, huh?
Should get it for the right one.
Trying to get the,
I got it marked.
trying to get the bill part.
fine.
Yep.
So I just don't.
Bobby's out today, evidently.
Yes.
I'll just ask him next Tuesday how many more invoices are coming on KMG. The invoices we're paying today, the work was done in May.
You could,
And it's all, the invoice dates on all these is June the 8th.
that check's not gone out, has it?
Well, it was today, I mean, I signed it today.
I mean, you can pull it to the side and wait, and then it can be,
Well, I could just question
Yeah.
it, but it's so far back is all.
I know we,
The invoice is probably accurate. I don't like the 6 months delay. That's not good.
I know we questioned those invoices because it was like they were just coming in, and he took them back and had called to find out where things were at, Richard and I talked to him and said we need to slow down a little bit on that company and maybe ask them to pull the reins back a little bit, so otherwise I don't know what he found out really, but he submitted them for payment, that's all I know.
So there was some discussion between you and Richard and Bobby.
But I'm afraid there's gonna be a big bill from June to December 31st.
That we'll get next month.
That we're gonna get next month.
I don't know, because we talked about the money and the finances and that.
I think they need to be informed to get their invoices in on time. Too easy to lose track of it.
Do you want us to hold it back,
The
Dawn?
ladies that's been to us, it had no hurt them to hold it back another month. So if you don't mind, I just said hold it.
Yeah.
All three of us have signed it, but
Okay. We
I
can-
wouldn't mind holding it until we can ask questions Tuesday.
Okay. We'll do that. Thank you.
Well, we're going in under attorney-client. Angie was asking.
7.
For Bobby.
before I say what it is, so I don't have to say it again, it's potential litigation regarding a ongoing county agreement or contract.
Ongoing county.
Agreement / contract.
Did I remember right, you said 5 minutes?
Yeah, it'd probably be wise to say 10,
Okay.
just in case.
Did you say potential litigation?
Yep.
We're not proofreading today, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll move 10-minute executive session.
Second.
Moved by Knight, seconded by Huguetton. Any discussion?
Just so the world out there, if anybody wants to complain, it's myself and the board.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. We'll enter at, we're gonna give a little break here. We're gonna enter at, 11:05 for 10 minutes. One time, everybody.
Stretches.
Stretch. We're back. No action taken.
No action. That's all I have.
What you got? We'll be back here tomorrow if you got anything that fires up at 11.
Surely I can wait until
Monday?
Next year.
Tuesday. Well, if you can't wait till next year, there's always tomorrow.
Right.
Anybody got anything?
I'm fine, Jesse.
Angie?
Nope. I'll just keep double checking everything to hopefully be ready for tomorrow, and
It'll go smooth. If not, we'll
if
figure
we
it out.
mess up, we'll have to redo something.
Yeah,
I don't want to mess up.
Shoot for 11 o'clock.
11.
very good.
So we're gonna recess till 11 for sure. Okay.
If it has anything, we will recess at 11:19 until tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Very good.
Dun, dun, dun.